It's me. Well, here we go. I've been putting this one off cause it's the last one in the stash, and who knows how long till the next one. But it's time. For the next 10 minutes or so, you'll witness another epic clash between my Thousand Sons and the Dark Angels.
For our latest electronic noise, depending on whose side you're on.
As usual, a look at the rosters first. We're playing a straight-up crusade mission from Chapter Approved 2019. Here's the location of the objectives. Obviously the numbers don't matter this time. I've deployed my horde spread out across the table as per usual, while the Dark Angels have clustered mostly in the top right, with just 2 tactical squads covering the other half of his zone. I get the first turn, so let's get straight into it.
Straight to the point, eh? No need for tedious hows and whys.
On the left, I move up most of my spellcasters, protected by a screen of horrors. They cluster round the objective in the ruins. The Vortex Beast storms up the center, but isn't quite able to reach the objective there. On the right, the Fiend and Spawn surge forwards, while the Duplicity Prince hangs back. Combined Psychic and Shooting sees the tactical squad in the top left get vaporized, just about. A few less cannon shots fire off at the planes but don't manage to do anything, I think thanks largely to the Dark Shroud.
You got all the tricks, don't you?
DA turn 1. His plasma death ball on the right advances slowly, with everything staying in range of the Dark Shroud. He starts sending one unit of TAC Marines across to the objective on the left which I dislodged him from. He also has a bike character hanging back here. Wonder what this little guy'll enable later.
This is called foreshadowing.
Shooting is pretty goddamn brutal. He whittles down the screen over here, and destroys the Hellbrute. Kills 3 Spawn from one unit and 2 from the other, and kills the Mauler Fiend. And puts 9 wounds onto the Vortex Beast, despite its save being buffed.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
So in round 1 we both got first strike, making the score 1 apiece. From the start of the next round we'll start scoring points for objectives held at the start of our turn. My turn 2. I was holding the objectives here, and here, so that's 2 points straight away. I then move up my Warlord, who's a prince with a 3++, into range of the central objective. Some of my horrors on the left start making a break for the objective up there, but still have a way to go. The Duplicity Prince, down here, still hangs back, waiting for that perfect surprise teleport.
I know it's gonna happen.
On the right, the remaining Spawn, and the Vortex Beast, head for the bikes, which had done a number on the Fiend last turn. Psychic sees the Defiler buffed with +1 to hit and wound, and the Vortex Beast buffed up again with Weaver of Fates, Demonic Strength, and a warp time to make sure it definitely makes its charge. The Duplicity Prince, like last turn, fails to get off his teleport. I think Dark Angels have some kind of relic which stopped it one time, and the other time I just rolled like god-awful shite. In shooting, I think pretty much nothing happens, as the Defiler hits the planes twice, but rolls Snake Eyes to wound. Charge time.
Does anyone have a charger?
All 3 of my units make their charge, and take no casualties from Overwatch.
I'm about to get mine.
When the dust settles, I've killed 6 of the bikes, and lost 2 Spawn. The Vortex Beast didn't get to attack, because the Spawn killed enough that it couldn't pile in. Still, Spawn with Fated Mutation are no frickin' joke, and I'm quite pleased with the carnage here. The Vortex Beast consolidates onto the nearby objective. DA turn 2. The Death Ball advances towards the center ground, and that lone bike character I mentioned earlier comes forward, to enable his 10 Deathwing Knights to drop down just over 6 inches from my Warlord.
I've started to get this feeling that I'm totally fucked.
Here's a sweet pic so you can check out the paint job on these bad boys. Up in the top left, his tack squad makes it onto the objective. And here's a closer look at what remains of the Death Ball. The two converted jetbike models are a Talonmaster and Samael, then there's the Dark Shroud, 2 planes, and I'm not sure where the remaining Ravenwing are, perhaps they died to morale last turn. In shooting, he focuses on the horrors which were holding this objective, and wipes them out. He also kills 2 of the 3 remaining spawn. Then the Deathwing Knights make their easy charge into my Warlord, and Samael charges the Vortex Beast to finish it off, plus his Foot Chaplain charges the last spawn. We'll start over here, shall we? The Knights absolutely clobber my Warlord, and despite rolling well on his 3++, he can't stop their barrage of blows, and they kill him. They had declared on Ahriman too, and had managed to pile into him, but despite aiming a few blows his way, he just about escapes with his life. Next, Samael slaughters the Vortex Beast with ease. But wait. Tzeentch has a cunning plan. The unholy monstrosity rolls a 6 for its explosion check. It showers the vicinity with the raw stuff of chaos, doing 4 wounds to Samael, but more importantly, rolling another 6 for the Talonmaster Warlord, slaying him. The good luck continues, and not only does the chaplain fail to slay the Sporn kills him in retaliation. At the end of round 2, I'm on 4 points, but Dark Angels only go up to 2, as they weren't holding any objectives at the start of their turn. I think one of his tack squads could have claimed an objective, but he just moved them wrong or something. Thousand Suns turn 3. Ahriman falls back, my rubrics start heading over to eventually reclaim the objective. The Duplicity Prince heads for the plains, and the Defiler stomps towards the Deathwing Terminators. In the top left, my horrors stream into the ruins and start howling and gibbering in front of the tactical marines. The only objective I held at the start of the turn was the one in these ruins here with all my characters, so I go up to 5 points. I then begin to unleash a barrage of magic against the Deathwing Terminators, from my own little psychic death ball here. There's a Termi Sorcerer, a Changecaster, the Changeling, and some rubric marines. I end up killing 8 of the 10 Terminators. They would have been completely obliterated, but I think they had some kind of feel no pain granted to them by the nearby Deathwing Ancient, or maybe it was a strat or something. Anyway, I rolled a couple of super smites and just mauled them. The Defiler then finishes them off in shooting.
Oh, wow, God. Wow, I kind of set that one up nicely, didn't I?
My prince charges one of the planes but leaves it with a few wounds remaining. The last remaining spawn, having feasted on the chaplain, tries its luck against Samael, but is slain in Overwatch. DA turn 3. Firstly, I just need to point out that my rubrics, here, were warp-timed onto the subjective last turn. Anyway, the planes head down past Ahriman, the Dark Shroud perches on the rocks which the rubrics had vacated last turn, Samael squares up against my prince, and the Deathwing Ancient heads for my Defiler. Oh look, there's the surviving Ravenwing bikes, they must have hidden last turn. There's 3 of them? Well, whatever, I can't be asked to figure it out right now. At the start of the turn, they were holding 2 objectives, so go up to 4 points. Down here, Ahriman tanks a metric shit ton of firepower and survives. Then in combat, the Deathwing Ancient finishes off the Defiler, which had taken quite a few wounds already from various sources. Samael leaves the Demon Prince with 1 wound remaining, but he himself only has 2 left as well. So to recap, the scores at the end of round 3 are a bit closer, with Thousand Suns in the lead 5 points to 4. My turn 4. Now, the Dark Angels had charged these Marines up here and against the Pink Horrors last turn, but the Horrors had managed to hang in there, slaying 1 Marine and still keeping 5 Horrors alive, so I actually score this objective now, as well as the 2 other objectives I've been scoring previously. Ahriman positions himself to finish off the badly wounded plane with magic, then charge the other one. Other than that, there's no movement. Well, in Psychic, the plane does go down, then Ahriman makes a charge against the other plane, which had been attacked by the prince in a previous turn. And he frickin' cuts that one down as well. Unluckily for Dark Angels, the combat over here also ends in a stalemate, with no casualties, so the Horrors will block him from scoring this objective. Finally, the Demon Prince finishes off Samael, although for some reason I don't have a picture of that. DA turn 4. He's holding 2 objectives, cause the TAC Marine squad in the top center of the image are splayed out. He moves the Dark Shroud and Ravenwing over to try and finish off the Demon Prince, and they easily manage it. Shit on that. The Marines over here finally gain the upper hand, slaying 3 horrors whilst taking no casualties. Round 4 ends 8-6 to me, then. Just need to maintain this lead. The Dark Angels are rapidly running out of bodies, but my own army's not exactly looking too healthy either. It's my turn 5, and I'm just holding my usual 2 objectives. Ahriman heads for the Raven Wing. And 2 of my spellcasters head for the drawn-out combat in the ruins. In Psychic, they tip the balance back into the horror's favor, by vaporizing 3 of the Marines with their arcane sorcery.
I cast a spell!
Ahriman warp times himself up and gives himself some kind of buff too. I don't remember what. This was like 2 frickin' months ago. Jeez. He charges the bikes, but whiffs, and doesn't achieve anything. It's the frickin' AP1 on his staff, my dudes. It's not enough. At least he doesn't die. Over here, another stalemate. DA turn 5. His TAC Marines are still holding 2 objectives. The bikes and Dark Shroud scatter away from Ahriman. In shooting, they finally finish him off.
Shot him down like a dog in the street.
The epic combat here rages on, with the lone Marine sending one of the gibbering horrors back to the warp. But in a final twist, the last horror claims its revenge, and finally penetrates the Marine's power armor, claiming the ruins for the inscrutable glory of Tzeentch at long last. So we both scored another 2 points that round, making the score 10-8 to Thousand Suns. We call it in turn 6, with a Thousand Suns victory. Thanks to the valiant efforts of the Pink Horror, I would score another 3 points, putting me up to 13 points. If I don't manage to slay the Tactical Marines, Dark Angels could potentially score another 2 points, so it'd be 13-10 to Thousand Suns. You know, this battle is so old that I can't actually frickin' remember if we played out turn 6, or part of turn 6, just for the hell of it. And with that, the last battle in the backlog comes to an end. A great close match, and a good one to end the current run on. I'll try to get some more army analysis videos up, and if any new Custodes or Harlequins rules drop, I'll be sure to give my thoughts on those as well. But that's it for now, so thanks for watching, stay home if you can, and please like, comment, subscribe, and all that shiz.